Well. I struggle to say it. Like, really? Well. BTC, my days. The bears may have won the battle, but the war has just begun. We know something about the way price moves. We know that when it's dropping, they're buying, and when it's rising, they're selling. So they got a good discount on Bitcoin today. Quite an interesting play. Quite sharp movements to the downside. The S&P and the NASDAQ taking an absolute battering. Yeah, I took a battering today. I lost 10K on the S&P and it's madness. What a day. We'll talk about that in a sec. You know, trading, it's about the wins. It's about the losses as well. You know, don't get it twisted. We don't always win, but when we get hit, like when we get smacked a bit, kind of winds you up. But you know what? Tomorrow's a new day. Actually, in the next 2 hours, it's a new day. Actually, in the next hour, the futures market's open again and we carry on. Because that's the name of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Jitters are happening across the board with the stock market. They are pretty much pricing in a potential hawkish sentiment from Jerome Powell. You see, the problem that we've got is now that wages are going up, companies are going to be forced to do something. They're going to be forced to start laying people off if they cannot sustain the average wage that they need to be paying out. And that's the thing. And when that happens, inflation in principle should be coming down. It's like they're saying that this is going to be a man-made recession. It's Powell's recession is what they're talking about. Because if inflation doesn't go down the natural way that it should, when interest rates rise, you're aiming to try and slow down productivity in the economy. But when the economy is robust and the labor market's robust, you've just got to keep interest rates as high as you physically can. And that's the truth. And we ain't even had an FOMC yet. And that's tomorrow. So if you are new to this channel, passing through, mad love and respect, make sure you do like and subscribe because we are going to know tomorrow if this drop to the downside was a good old discount on Bitcoin. That's what we're waiting for. What we're going to do tonight is we're going to break down the charts. I'm going to keep it short and sweet, hopefully. Last live, 38 minutes. That's quite a long time. I'm going to try and keep this one short so that I can give you enough information so you can prepare yourselves for FOMC. All right? So make sure you tune into it tomorrow. It's going to be a good one. We're going to listen to Powell stutter. We're going to be placing bets on how many times he diverts the question, how many times does he cough, how many stupid-ass questions are going to be asked by Wall Street Journal, Financial Times, and hopefully we do see a nice... They always got those dudes, man, that just look absolutely knackered, you know? They should have more women in the FOMC. They really should. At least it'd be good to look at, you know? But anyway, forget that. Let's get with the program, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. All right, then. Where's my head at? Oh, here we go. Happy days. All right, then. So, yes, Tino, you said not to trade on days like this. You lost 10K. Yeah, listen, when you see an opportunity, you take it, okay? I only traded 2 accounts today. And look, I burnt 10K. That's on my funded accounts. Burnt 10K. But it's 5K across 2 accounts, which I'm fine with because... But I'll tell you what, let me show you something. This is how chaotic the market was today. Look at this. This is the price of the S&P, okay, at the time. Now, the NASDAQ, the trading view, get the same data, right? It's all, from my understanding, trading view is getting the data from the CME, all right? And you all may be familiar with the idea of paying for DX feed, or you might be going through getting rhythmic data as such, all right? That was the price of the S&P, and this was its price point. So tell me, why on earth was the S&P at 5,066? These were the two exact same contracts. I trade this exact setup every single day, and they are both the same price, and they move exactly the same way. To a second, like a fraction, all right? I can deal with that. But the S&P today on TradingView was lagged out. I'm looking at the chart, and then I'm like, okay, I can associate that's going to be the same thing over here. But boy, it was off, and it got really off. And then Amazon declared its earnings. I think that's what really rocked the marketplace. Amazon's earnings. It just sent everything. It was a mad move to the downside. And then when you consider it, okay, let's get rid of this. When you actually look at the S&P and the NASDAQ today, I mean, hindsight. It's always going to be that thing, isn't it? Shoe bag to the downside. They really did do it. Complete recovery of the vector candle, setting some madness to the downside. S&P down. Bitcoin down. Gone beyond the range daily low. We saw a minute recovery up. Didn't last too long. Okay. News announcements that came out today. Consumer confidence. That took a smack to the downside. Euro also took a smack to the downside. Dollar also took a wonderful move to the upside. Like, that is scary, man. Dollar is climbing, and dollar yen, I'm not even going to get started on that. Dollar yen, the Japanese yen, they've got bigger things to be worrying about. Look at the 2-year yield. Up 5%, ladies and gentlemen. That's a problem for us. That is a major problem. All right? Forget trading. Go and give the US government 10 grand, 100 grand. Go and buy yourself some bonds on a 2-year, and you'll get 5%. Not bad. Not bad. But look, 5% isn't really a problem. Just look at the bigger picture of the yields. We ain't going anywhere we haven't been before. All right? Just look at that. Those 6% regions, a few heavyweights on Wall Street are talking about it. That is going to be very interesting. And if they do keep on marking the yields higher, NASDAQ and S&P, well, mainly the NASDAQ, she's going to have a hell of a hard time trying to maintain any movement to the upside. That's one thing for sure. I mean, you even got to look at what's going on. Wall Street hit by Fed jitters. Go and have a look at what's going on in terms of the market surge. Let's just refresh this. Have they updated it? No. Oh. Well, 665 stocks are down on volume. When we actually look at the chart itself, we go over to the NASDAQ and the S&P, and I can associate or assume, yes, distribution day, ladies and gentlemen, volume is more than above average, down 2%. That's a big selling day. Smart money's buying. Dumb money and the rest of the gang are selling. High percentage of selling. The only way that they can sell is if they are buying. Go into Bitcoin, there's your logic. Look at where we are. Did you just see that a split second ago? All of those green areas that were bids have now been swept. So what's the logic now? What can we expect for Bitcoin? Well, let's go into BTC and have a look. Quite frankly, guys, Bitcoin hasn't really done too bad. Let's be honest. In the next 2 hours and 46 minutes, we are going to have the start of a new monthly candle. And looking at the monthly candle, it's not nice. It really isn't. But it's the truth. Depending on how you look at it, you might think, oh, Tina, why are you so negative? Nah, it's just discount. That's all. I've given you guys the heads up to mark off a very important area in this monthly candle, and that's the 52,927. At minimum, we would expect support to come into play from this range. Okay? Going into the bids and the offers, that's all the way down to 52. That is effectively people prepared to buy. Remember, when people are prepared to buy, that means that the exchange has an obligation to fulfill that requirement by making sure that they match the purchase from the player to the market maker, who is the liquidity provider. Okay? Now, when you look at the way Bitcoin moves, you look back and you say to yourself, well, how is it that price goes from one point to the next? Well, whenever price gets to a specific point, that's when you're going to have to react. And when enough people react from that point, the market starts to do something about it. Okay? So hypothetically, imagine you've got Bitcoin stalling at a specific point. So just go to the smaller time frames, for example. All right? Let's take this logic. Say you have, here's this area here, just to help you put it into perspective. When you see something like this, red vector candles pushing price down, that's telling you that bids are being picked up on the back of people selling, right? So that right there is intention. So when you see something like this, you've got to prepare yourself and say, okay, maybe price could actually recover back up. I'm going to wait around and see what can happen here. Always wait for blue or green vector candles, and this was an example of one, and then it came back up. If you managed to take any trades on that principle, you would have seen the success of the recovery, okay? Go back in the chart again and have a look elsewhere. Here's an example right here. Blue stopping volume candle. Price reverses back up, okay? Red vector candle, big sweep to the downside. It's an aggressive move. Here is where retail traders are doing something psychologically. They are reacting to the move to the downside, okay? Keep going back. What have we got here? Look at this. For the guys who have been playing the shorts. Big move to the upside, right? Pump, pump, pump. Green vector candle at the top side of the range. Psychological high. Yippee-ki-yay. They bring it back down again. Price has deviated away from the moving average. Mean reversion coming into play. Factors are they are offering Bitcoin out. So they're selling, selling, selling. And people are buying, buying, buying. And they're all getting trapped in this area here. You're taking your shorts from these sort of scenarios. You'll realize a return back into the vector candles. So each thing that I've pulled up, so for everything that I've said here, what's the one thing that you notice? First thing is it's a psychological move. When you see a move like this, you know that retail traders are getting trapped. They're buying into it. But the only way they can buy is if someone is prepared to sell. Okay? So what you've got to try and do is wait until that instance happens. Here you go. There's an instance. It marks up. It comes down. All right? Everywhere in the chart, there's always going to be an initial reaction. There's going to be intention established because it's the only way that the market, in my opinion, can move. It can't move if there's no intention. We look at this area here. Look at this. Bitcoin takes a nosedive to the downside. All right? You saw a few moments ago the red vector candle at the lows couldn't finish, and then it ended up leading price to come all the way back up. All right? That was further on, just further up into the chart. We just saw that. Now we're going back, 27th of April, seeing the same candlestick. Look at this, intention. This is where you start paying attention. You don't want to be trading Bitcoin and asking Bitcoin up or down right here. That's pathetic. You're setting yourself up for failure there. When you see this sort of behavior, you've established Bitcoin's moved down, right? I can only associate the idea that Bitcoin's going to go back up. You've already got the direction. Now you've got to try and allocate the right amount of risk and say to yourself, right, if I take a long in this area here, or based on the vector candles, or based on the moving averages, based on the bids and the offers, I would say I'm going to take my long from here and my exit will be there. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Come on. If anyone thinks that any trade that has to be taken has to be right, you're going to get slapped. I got slapped today. Look, 10K. Lost 10K of profits. This is the name of the game. It really is. And when you are comfortable with that, if you know how to execute your edge, that's nothing. It's not going to be a problem for you. It shouldn't steer you off track. It's when you start getting emotional about it. Tomorrow's a new day. But this week has been tough. I decided to trade today, and it cost me 10K. I wouldn't normally take trades, but the volatility was there, and I got sucked in, Magneto style. Market maker had me across the face today. Slap, slap. What you saying, Tino? Yes. It happens, man. Come on. We ain't perfect. And I'll never say I am. That's the truth. But I know my edge. I know I can come back once all this madness is out the way. All right? And FOMC is finalized. Look, big day tomorrow. I'm definitely not taking any trades. I took the trades today and it cost me. And I ain't definitely going to be playing when all of this is happening. No, thank you. Give that a skip. I'd say Thursday will be an easier day for me. And Friday, probably not trade that at all. So yeah, Thursday might be an easier day to trade. Friday, non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate. I mean, it's going to be whipping, whacking, smacking price left, right, and center. There's nothing I can do about the week. But then you go into the week after, it's somewhat easier. Yes, we've got a bank holiday, May the 6th, no problem. Tuesday, we all come back to normal, happy days. Not interested in Wednesday because it's the French bank holiday. And the French economy is not important, in my opinion, in terms of size. It's the German economy that's a bit of a problem. But then you can see, look, we've got monetary policy for the Bank of England. And then we've just got the normal unemployment claims for the US. So next week's going to be so much more easier to trade. Okay, that's the cool thing about it. So you just got to bear with it. That's it. And if you haven't taken trades this week, congratulations. Well done, because you're not sitting around, trying to second guess the idea of direction. There's no point to it. Okay. Now, going into other news, I mean, he's going to prison 4 months, money laundering, But then you go and have a look at Binance. Oh, my God. What's happened here? Oh, it's done it. It's done it again. Whilst it's doing this, let's have a look. Let's have a look here. Get your longs in, folks. Yeah, that's true. You could be getting your longs in. That's the truth. You could get your longs in. And quite frankly, in my opinion, I would wait until tomorrow. That's the truth. I would wait until FOMC is done and dusted. Once FOMC is done and dusted, it will be a much more safer environment for you to at least allocate a small amount of capital, because we do have non-farm payrolls coming into play the next day. Have I frozen completely? Have I frozen, ladies and gents? Why is it doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? Let me just kill this right here. And I will kill this. There we go. That should work. Are we good? I haven't got my 2 longs in Christmas. Better to chill and wait for retests of some key levels to be established. Your laptop was doing better in Cyprus. To be fair, it's because I've had my computer run all day. That's the problem. So it's all working now fine. Yeah, you see me well. Yeah? All right, then. Bitcoin and chest hair on fire today. Do you count the loss you incur until your stop loss hits as a cost to enter your trade? Well, it was because what I was doing, I can't even open it up right now. But I don't even know if you guys can see. Can you guys see me? Everything is frozen. Wow. I can't even see it. Everything is crashed. Yeah, that's done. I'm going to have to end the live, ladies and gentlemen. It's just completely gone to shoe bag. Oh, my God. That is absolutely crazy. Are we good? Can you see me? Here we are. Listen, my computer's actually fine. It's actually fine. It's just I only come back yesterday. Probably need to do some updates on my computer, which I've already done anyways. It just could be a number of things. This thing right here is posing a bit of a problem, which is the earnings calendar. And then we're back to normal right there. Okay, then. So are we good? Yeah, everything's good. Fine. Sorry about that, guys. All right, then. Yeah, so oh, God, I missed that question. All right, we've got a couple of questions. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Any questions? You see and hear me well. All right, that's good. It's not my hard drive that needs replacing. The whole thing needs replacing. How many browser tabs do you have open? I don't have that many. Any that are really important. You know, we've got the BlackRock flavor right here. These guys have slowed down drastically. All right. Not picking up the ETF too well. So what can I say about that? Nothing wrong with that. You got liquidations that have been swept. Let's just refresh this for a second. See where we are with the liquidations. I mean, boy, they're getting very close to them. Very close to those liquidation points. You got a blue vector candle down there. That's an issue. Back into the offer and the bids. Still got some more flavor. Look, no one's really looking at selling Bitcoin. Might be a bit of an issue for us. And for the guys on the daily time frame, just for my holders, all right, the big red vector candle that you've got right here is going to be a problem. And we've actually invalidated this zone that I told you guys to be aware of just before we finished, just before Friday last week, okay? They've invalidated those two zones, right? Well, that one zone right now. And they've swept the low and then come back up again. The start of the next day's candle is going to be very symbolic. If they are going to look to mark prices back up, and if you are considering buying some Bitcoin from this point, I would say only commit a small percentage just for the sake of getting in, all right, and having exposure. The stock market's only around 20 to 40% exposure. I'd expect this to be even smaller right now. I'd assume that this is going to change to 10 to 20% exposure just because of what happened to the S&P and the NASDAQ today. However, when you go and have a look at Amazon, all right, they've effectively gapped up, but they haven't really gapped up that much. Trading out of hours at around $180 a share, and they closed at 175 to close off the gap right there. Tesla's down with no gap ups to be concerned about. Yeah, everything's all good for Tesla. Very small amount. Nvidia is doing fantastic, but we've got Nvidia earnings coming up very soon. We also have Apple earnings coming up this week. So that's going to be a real big one for us. Remember, these are the big market caps that are going to dictate what the likelihood is of the marketplace. But I'm going to be straight with you all, ladies and gentlemen. We've got problems. We really do have problems in the marketplace. All right? Like we said earlier on in the live stream, the office buildings, all those corporate commercial properties, they're all missing on their payments. They're defaulting on their loans. That's a problem. High interest rates, high inflation. I'm not even going to talk about the yen. Look what's going on the yen. The whole thing's getting ripped apart. Dollar is starting to win, and it's going to continue to win. So get the idea of, oh, the dollar's going to get phased out and we're going to lose on the dollar, the US economy is going to collapse. That's the joke. The US dollar in principle is absolutely terrible. It's just floating paper, yet it's still the go-to because that's all they can do. And until Bitcoin steps up and is the actual asset that they can pick up a lot of and diversify and protect themselves, then we'll see Bitcoin go. And that's another thing, right? I'm going to be straight with you. The logic of Bitcoin's supply being only 2 million, in principle, can be a little bit off-putting when you think about it. We think, yeah, baby, small supply, yeah. Naturally, the cost of Bitcoin or the price of Bitcoin is going to shoot up. But give me your thoughts on this, right? Put it in the comment section. Just from my perspective, I think Bitcoin having a supply, a capped supply, is a limitation. Now, some of you might be like, oh, forget you, Tino. Shut up, bro, man. It's the best thing that can ever happen. Listen, we're always going to be biased. If we hold Bitcoin and the fact there's only a 2 million supply, 21 million supply, then you're naturally going to be saying to yourself, yeah, man, no supply left. People buy up the Bitcoin, supply shock, price shoots to the moon. I'm cool with that. But when you're a hedge fund and you need to diversify your portfolio, okay, you might not look at Bitcoin. You might not look at it because there is, in essence, a supply. It might not be too much of a supply. the cost of it, all right? The volatility of it. It might be putting people off because Bitcoin has had so many bloody instances where it should have gone up. If it's meant to be the next best thing to rip fiat apart, why is it not doing its thing? Why is it going down the same way the stock market's going down? Because people ain't there yet. And that's the crap thing. People are not there yet with crypto. And that's the proof. All right, BlackRock's there. Where is it? Where's BlackRock? There they are. And they got 16 billion of it. Cool. No worries. Happy days. And you got Grayscale just dwindling away. That was at 34 last week. All right. But I genuinely think that because there is a supply of Bitcoin, that's putting investors off, in my opinion. You know? Adds it to its limitation. I mean, look, tell me whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong. I'm not out to say I'm right. I'm just thinking, like, how many instances has Bitcoin really had a chance to shine where you think it would? And it hasn't. That's Wall Street for you. ETH. Ethereum, deflationary, this doesn't matter. It's a utility coin. This dude right here, okay? Someone put out that XRP is going to go to $324 in 2024. Bruv, like really? Could you imagine? Could you imagine? This thing hasn't done anything 50 cents and it stayed at 50 cents. This stupid, stable, not even stable. It's a barn coin. Yeah, barn coin. You know, full of hay. The thing winds me up. And it's because I hold XRP. Right? That's why I'm frustrated with it. I checked XRP 7.5 months ago. And it was 50 cents. I'm back here. It's 50 cents. Sorry. Oh, shoot. XRP, man. You funny thing. Solana. It's doing much more better than its counterparts, Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's the truth. Okay. And 50 cents, you absolute nut job. Honestly, it hurts my heart. It really does. Now, anything else? Yes, it's a barn coin. Yes, I've heard this before. XRP will melt faces. All right? I don't think it will just yet. Keep holding, Tino. Someday it will be $50. Maybe. XRP to 1,000. Surely everyone on YouTube said that. If there's anyone that's cussing about XRP's price action, it's me. You'll never catch me saying XRP to $500. Never catch me saying XRP to $1,000. Never. Get above 50 cents, bro. Please. Then we can all congregate our families together, you know, and say, hey, XRP hit 51 cents. Celebrate. Get the good stuff out, man. Get the cognac. Get the fine china. We're in happy mode because it's gone to 51. Why are we talking about $10,000 XRP? Till I'm proven wrong. I mean, but it's quite perplexing when you think about it because I hold XRP. Why am I talking so badly about it? Why don't I just sell it? I ain't selling this. I can't shit talk this thing for so long and sell it. I won't have anything to talk about after that. I'll just see it as another coin in the hemisphere of crypto. It just, brother, you've seen that. That makes me laugh. Anyways, other questions, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin wanting to make a nice little move there. What else have we got? We'll be here 10 years from now and still talking about XRP. When moon for XRP. When. Get that. Just get XRP moon out of your vocabulary. Why do you still hold XRP? Do you like round tripping or are you FOMO holding? FOMO holding with a coin that's 50 cents, and it's been like that for so long. That ain't FOMO holding. I just want to say that I am one of the holders of a coin that was volatile that turned into a stable coin. I'll be a proud owner of a stable coin. That's it. You know, why not? I'm happy with that. I'm cool with that. You know, I bought a bit of XRP 4 years ago to get this airdrop flare. Yep. I got the airdrop actually on flare, to be fair. The lawsuit is holding XRP down. Lots of projects are in lawsuits and go up and set new highs. Most probably, okay? I mean, you got to give it to XRP. Behaving like a stable coin during a court lawsuit, you can't knock it, man. You really can't. You know, let's be honest, but we're kind of used to the idea of good old Gary the Egg taking coins to court. It just doesn't make sense to me. That's the high supply. Dead price moves XRP. Okay. Will Bitcoin hit 30, 40K range ever again? I've said this, that I want the 60K to be the new 20K. All right. But let's just be realistic with what we've got going into tomorrow. And I'm going to be ending the live very shortly. Tomorrow is FOMC. All right. Maybe the volatility that we're seeing now could continue going into tomorrow if the stock market is absorbing the idea that the Fed is going to get and make things worse. Okay. US labor costs rising most in the year is going to be a bit of a problem for those companies, because that means the companies have to make a choice. Do we keep these people on and reduce our margins in terms of profits, or do we cut the workforce and we just make sure that we do right by the shareholders? All right. So that's something that's going to encourage the idea of inflation going down. But we need to have the initial reaction to that. So what we're looking at right now, the cost of wages going up. Companies are going to see that and say, nah, don't really want to be paying that dude that much now. So we're going to have to lay him off, and lay one after the other, after the other, after the other, until you get enough people that have been laid off to actually have an impact on inflation. Because if the Fed has more room to hold out on the interest rates, it means that we just haven't had the true drop. We haven't had it just yet. You know, we've been running it like, and this is it. Everyone's like, the bull run, the bull run. Okay, hopefully the bull run continues. I would want to see Bitcoin come down to the 200 EMA on the daily to be safe and sound. That would be a deep corrective move to encourage people to buy more Bitcoin, because right now weak hands are selling. That's my opinion. All right. It can go down there and it may not go down there, but take each day as it is. For holders, now that price is now, look, I've said this, now that you've got the 5 and 13 EMA about to cross away from the 50 EMA blue line, confirmation of that would be the next day's candle, okay, to suggest lower prices. FOMC could actually do that, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, listen, if you are new to tonight's live, mad love and respect. Sorry if you're an XRP holder. I'm sorry I'm an XRP holder, but as a holder, I feel like I can run my mouth a little bit about how barn-like this coin is. But have faith, ladies and gentlemen. It will go to 51 cents one day. Be sure to like and subscribe. Tomorrow is the big live, all right? I'll be seeing you guys for FOMC. Mad love and respect. Peace.